talk about business motivation. The business motivation in smaller and startup companies is that the shareholding is an incentive. It's not like owning a listed company share where you can sit at home on your armchair and read the FT and see how they're doing. You don't need to lift a finger. That's okay, you're a genuine investor. But for most of the smaller businesses that we see, you expect them to work. So the business motivation is that the shareholding is an incentive for the people working in the business. So, if then they don't work in the business, you need to get the shares back. Go back to my example earlier on of the person walking out. You can provide for it. You can provide, for example, that if they cease for any reason to be an employee or a director, then they have to give their shares back. I say give very loosely. They have to offer them for sale. The arguments are always about what is the value of those shares. Lawyers talk about good leaver and bad leaver. So you're categorising the circumstances where the person has left. Let me give you an example. If the person has suffered the critical illness I mentioned before, then you're likely to say, well, they're a good leaver and they ought to get value. So the valuation in that instance is they get something like a market value or a fair value for their share. So they get some reward for the effort before they were critically ill. If, however, you've had a bit of a row and they decide to go and work for a competitor, you're not going to want to give them too much value. And if you plan it properly, you can categorise them as a bad leaver, in which case they get a lower valuation. You can draft whatever you want. You can even have, I've even seen quite good levers, so bad lever, quite good lever, and good lever. So you can see that you can slice up all the possibilities and provide for them. It just needs a bit of thought and a bit of care. The other thing you can do is to stop people competing with you. And again, it's something that perhaps people don't think of. They assume it's a bit like courting and getting married, isn't it? You think, it will never end, the joy will never end, we will be together forever. It will be happy forever. But like marriages, company shareholdings are not always like that. And unfortunately you've got to think about, a bit like a prenup, I suppose. You've got to think about what happens if you fall out. That's what a shareholder agreement does.